Welcome to the Nursing Information Session at Lone Star College-Montgomery. If you're interested in the profession of nursing, you probably already know that there is a huge demand for nurses in our nation, as it is the largest healthcare profession in the United States. It uses a blend of science and technology, as well as the art of caring and compassion to deliver care to patients. There are lots of opportunities for employment. Some of those are listed here in our PowerPoint. In order to be successful, our nursing students as well as nurses in general will need a sound academic history, computer literacy, an aptitude for science-based courses, leadership and organizational skills, people skills, patience, flexibility, and a compassion for sick and injured people. In addition, nurses need problem-solving skills, critical thinking skills, ability to multitask, a sense of humor, and ability to stay calm in a crisis. There is no greater time, there is no greater need than today to join the field of nursing. Today we're going to be covering 3 of the nursing programs that are offered through Lone Star College, and specifically at Lone Star College-Montgomery, and those are listed in the middle of this slide. The Vocational Nursing Program, our Basic Track Associate Degree Nursing Program to earn your associate's degree and test for your RN licensure, and then also our Transition Program. That is for people who are already LVNs in the state of Texas or paramedics, and they wish to transition to the RN level. In addition to that, at Lone Star, we also have the Certified Nursing Assistant Program offered through our Continuing Education Department. And we also have a new RN to BSN program. There are separate information sessions available for our RN to BSN program. Before we get started with information about our nursing program, in general, if you are brand new to Lone Star College, we would just encourage you to follow the suggestions on our website regarding admissions. Go ahead and apply to the college online, or when the campus is open, you're welcome to visit the C building, first floor, Student Services at the Montgomery location, or any other Lone Star campus to apply to the college through the admissions department. Unless you've already completed college-level math and English classes with a C or better, you may need to provide placement information to the admission department in the form of recent test scores, or you may be asked to take the TSI assessment. Please see the admissions department at the Lone Star campus closest to you in order to get more information about this. There is not a particular math class required for any of our nursing programs, the LVN or RN programs at Lone Star, but we do require a minimum level of math competency before you are eligible to apply to our LVN or our RN programs. In order to meet this minimum math competency, you must complete Math 0310 or a higher math course with a C or better, or place above that level on an approved placement test within the past 5 years. For example, a math score on the TSI of 350 or above would qualify you in the area of math to be eligible to apply for the LVN or the RN program at Lone Star. There's a very important policy that can keep students from being eligible to apply to our programs. It has to do with immunizations, and specifically proof of a positive hepatitis B titer, and this must be followed strictly, and a handout is available on our website So you will see the links to some of these handouts in the description of this YouTube video. Students must be able to prove that they are immune to hepatitis B by providing us with a quantitative hepatitis B titer at the time of application. So a student must have already been immunized for hepatitis B prior to drawing the titer, and it can take up to 6 months to complete this. So we do want all students who are interested in our program to start working on this very important immunization policy. Now let's get started with information about our LVN program. Our Vocational Nursing program is a 1-year, 12-month certificate program. After you graduate from this program, you will be eligible to test for your LVN licensure with the state of Texas. Montgomery and Kingwood have an August start program each year, and Tomball has a January start, and Cy-Fair campus has a June start. You can find current information on deadlines for all of our programs at the website listed here. I will provide this link also in the YouTube video. Minimum requirements to apply to our LVN program include being a high school graduate or having your GED, having a minimum GPA of 2.0, and your Lone Star GPA cumulative must be a 2.0 or higher. You will also need to be considered at college level in both math and English by either placing at that level on approved placement tests like the TSI, or by completing coursework with grades of C or better. There is also a prerequisite course to be eligible to apply to our LVN program. You must complete an anatomy and physiology prerequisite course prior to the application deadline. Within the past 5 years, with a grade of C or better, you can complete either Biology 2404, which is Intro to Anatomy and Physiology, or both Biology 2401 and 2402, completed both before the deadline. That would be Human Anatomy and Physiology 1 and Human Anatomy and Physiology 2. And if you have that option, the 2 courses, then we will use the higher grade of the 2 on our score sheet. But all grades must be C or better. And biology courses must be completed within the past 5 years. Now we will look at the score sheet, and the most important things to remember about your score is that you're going, for the LVN program, we're going to be looking at the GPA in your biology course, that's a prereq, and your HESI scores. But before we look at the score sheet, I will show you the checklist, and we're going to link this document from our website on the YouTube video so that you can see exactly how to get there. But an important thing to see when you're planning your coursework to get ready to be eligible to apply to LVN would be number 2 here. That has to do with your math placement. And number 4, which is your prerequisite course. So the score sheet. For the LVN program, we consider applicants based on an 8-point scale. The first 4 points have to do with your grade in the prerequisite course. So if you've taken Biology 2404, Intro to Anatomy and Physiology, and you made an A, you'll get 4 points in box number 1 here. If you've made a B, you'll get 3 points, And if you've made a C, you'll get 2 points. If you went with the other option and you've taken Biology 2401 and 2402 and completed both of those within the past 5 years with grades of C or better prior to the application deadline, then we can use the higher grade out of those two classes. Then box number 2 has to do with our HESI requirements. The minimum score for the LVN program on the 5 sections of the HESI listed on the left-hand side there is 70 for each section. And then the minimum score that you must make on the critical thinking section is 700. You'll notice when we go over the RN score sheet that the minimum score does go up a bit. But for LVN, it's 70 for the 5 sections on the left-hand side, which actually go into your average, and then you divide that average by 25 to put it on a 4-point scale. So everyone will end up with a 3 point something 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 in this box number 2. We don't round up to avoid as many ties as possible. Now let's go over the basic track, ADN, Associate Degree Nursing Program. This is to earn your associate's degree and then after graduation be eligible to test for your RN licensure with the state of Texas. This program is a 2-year program from the start date of the nursing coursework. At Kingwood and Cy-Fair campuses, they do have a January start for this program. At North Harris, Cy-Fair, and Tomball, as well as our campus, Montgomery, we have a fall start. So our program starts in August of each year. Current information on the deadlines can be found at this link. I will provide the link on the YouTube video description as well. In order to be eligible to apply to the Associate Degree Nursing Program, a student must complete Math 0310 with a grade of C or better, or test above that level on math on an approved placement test score that is less than 5 years old. So for example, if you only have a placement test score on the TSI, it needs to be a 350 or above to place at college level or place eligible to enroll straight into like college algebra. In addition, there are 2 prerequisite courses that are absolute prereqs. They must be completed and reflected in your My Lone Star course history prior to the application deadline. Those are listed here in red. Biology 2401, Human Anatomy and Physiology 1, less than 5 years old. Remember, all grades must be C or better to count for nursing. English 1301, English Comp and Rhetoric 1. And when you average these 2 grades, you must have a minimum GPA average of those 2 grades of 2.7 or higher in order to be eligible to apply. So we've gone over the minimum requirements to be eligible to apply to our Associate Degree Nursing Program. However, we do encourage students, strongly encourage, that's why it's written in red, to take as many of these courses as possible before you start the program. We would really like to see our students be finished with these courses so that when they start the program, they can focus on their nursing classes. Those are listed here. There are 5 additional courses. Human Anatomy and Physiology 2, Medical Microbiology, those have to be within the past 5 years. General Psychology,